I got a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4.7. I think it spit a couple of rocker arms. I'm gonna take the valve cover off on this side. It's got a couple of broken exhaust manifold bolts. Not too impressed with Chrysler or Dodge right at this point. Yeah, I'll get back with you in a minute. Can't film and do it at the same time. Okay, here we are, got the valve cover off. Sure enough, there's a rocker arm sitting down there. Right here. It's pretty handy. Sure glad I was close to home. So I got to see what the problem is. I'm thinking the valve lash adjusters, they get sticky after a while. And you stop the engine, maybe it's on the high point of the lobe, compressed it, and then when you go to start it up, it's stuck down and just cam comes around and just swipes it out. So I'll see if this is sticking, and maybe I just have to go along and replace all of them while I got it apart. Okay, here's what I've come up with so far. Went and bought a new valve lash adjuster slash lifter, whatever you want to call it. This is a new one. If you look, you can see this will compress a little bit and return. This is one I just pulled out of the motor. There's no way it's going down by my finger, and it's just kind of just shaking in there. This one was the same way. It wouldn't compress, so I tore it apart. You can see a little spring in there. It's supposed to return it. It was full of sludge and gunk. It's all seized up, so I'm going to clean it all up and put it back together. I don't know if you can see down in there or not. Got some gunk, sludge, carbon, whatever you may have. I bought this Jeep used, so I don't know what they did for oil changes, but keep your oil changed. Okay, I'll get back with you when I get done. Okay, I showed you one of those valve adjusters already tore apart, and I'll show you how I done that. Right up here there's a little retainer that's stamped on there. Just get a pick and work around that. Pull it all the way off, all the way around here. Don't get too extreme, just bend it out enough to get it off. Go all the way around. Okay, I'll show you when I get that part done. Alright, that only took a second. Got it off. Just pop that off. And then the whole thing should come apart. All that dirty oil down in there. Grunge. There's a little cup and a spring that I showed you before on the other valve adjuster that I tore apart. So what I did to get that out down in there, cleaned it out with carburetor and choke cleaner, and then I got a pair of snap ring pliers, reverse snap ring pliers, put it down on the cup. I'm going to grab those real quick. Yeah, there. Just stick those down in there, pull it out, and then pull that cup and the spring behind it, and then clean all that stuff out with carburetor and choke cleaner. Then I lube it up with a little bit of WD-40, get everything all loosened up, and then a film of just regular motor oil when I go to assemble it. So I'm going to clean this all up, and then I'll show you putting it back together how I'm doing it. Okay, I got that all apart, got it cleaned. I'm going to reassemble it. Just use a little motor oil and pour a little bit out on there. I don't need a whole lot. Spring in first. Here's the cup, and on this cup there's a check ball down the bottom. It's got a hole there and a hole there. Make sure that's free before you put it together. Pop that down in. See that? Before I had to use my vise to compress that. It was stuck down. So I used a vise and some WD-40 and just kept working it back and forth to get it out. Once that's all together, put that on the retainer. Then I use a 15mm 12-point. Put that on there. Close it up on the vise. Not very hard. You're just compressing that spring. Then I use that 15mm to work that retaining cap back on. You might have to use a screwdriver like I'm going to. Okay, once that goes over it, you just work it up around a little bit. That should hold that ring on long enough to finish it off. That holds the ring on. After I do that, get a regular hose clamp, put it on. Just don't go down clear on this part of the lifter. Just put it on barely around the edge, like so. Tighten it up. Helps to have the right screwdriver.
Someone's knocking on the door.
Just like that. Just like new. Look at that. Okay, I'll get back with you. Okay. Decided I'm going to go through and do this whole bank on this head and do all them lash adjusters. But sorry this is out of sequence. I wanted to show you guys how to pull these rockers off. It's pretty simple without having to deal with the camshaft, torquing it down equally and all that stuff. I've seen this on another YouTube channel. Shout out to that guy that showed me this. You just stick your screwdriver down here between the cam lobe and the rocker, and sure it ain't gonna work on that one, and you just pop them off. I have to go the other direction. Let's try that. It's kind of hard to do this. I'm right-handed and trying to do it left-handed and film. Let's see if I can get over there. And it probably helps to make sure your lobes are on the top instead of compressing the valve down. Let's try maybe this back one here. See that? Just came right out. That one's compressed and I can't get my screwdriver in there. But like a small screwdriver will pop that right out. Let's try, I don't know if you can see that one back there. Right out. And then you just put them back in the same way. Alright, I'm going to pop the rest of these out and clean them all and put them back together. Hopefully you'll have a running engine. See you in a bit. Alright, here we are again. Got them all done. All the rockers are back on. Just put a little bit of camshaft and lifter lube on there, on the journals and on the lobes. Put the valve cover back on. And let's see how she does. Yeah, just barely fired it up. Got a little bit of ticking going on till them valve adjusters get pumped up full of oil. Take a little bit of time. But she's not shaking like she was before. Hope that's the fix. Hope this helps somebody. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Thanks.